Hi, can I take your name and order, please?
Yeah, the name's Courtney. Could I make an order for delivery, please?
What would you like to order?
Yo, Carl Dre, what you want?
Yeah, get the usual.
Yeah, same as last time.
Alright, cool. Can we get that 3 for 2 deal?
That deal is collection only.
We're talking about evil.
Okay.
We're talking about...
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like edit.
I bet this is good to edit the fuck
Nah,
out of this.
I've only just started, man. You think I'm stupid?
Okay. Jeslem, I think when we went innovations, I think he fronted me basically, and then I got it back to him afterwards when we came back or whatever. But yeah, even that, you know what I mean? It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for me. Like I just don't. I don't like. It's not because I feel like people are questioning my morals or questioning like my behavior or questioning who I am, but it's just it builds an anxiety in me that I'm just not comfortable with. Like, because I just feel like my character's under question until that money comes back.
Nah,
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
you know what though?
But some people don't feel like that.
Nah, people do change. People definitely change with money still, and sometimes it can be a mixed bag. Like, say for example, boom, for me, if Courtney asked me for anything, if I got it, I'll give him straight away.
Yeah.
Because our relationship's just so different. It doesn't matter. Like one guy I knew, time he's got a hard time, he's struggling and that. So I thought, you know what? You never asked me for no money, but because you're my friend, I'm just gonna give you something to hold.
Yeah.
Just to look after yourself.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, I seen him in Rococo.
Oh my god.
And I'm like,
Wait,
wow.
so you late into it that day?
Yeah, I let him do that day.
Because he needed it.
Because he's saying like he's got like debt collectors and all
And you
that.
went fucking Rococo.
And he was in Rococo. So I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
So from my other bridge and said, yo.
You get that back?
No, because I gave it him. No, I didn't ask him to give me back. I gave it him because he wasn't
Off the strength.
yeah.
Just, yeah.
And say, yo, hold this. It wasn't loads. I ain't gonna talk about like
Yeah.
his racks, but I gave him
Don't
something to say, yo, just hold this if you're going for a rough time.
Yeah.
I don't even want it back, but just look at But he went out.
Oh.
So I've told my bridging, at the phone, called him shop.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, you should have phoned me before because this nigga still owes me money.
Ah.
He did the same thing. Went to the
Yeah.
club with the money. So I'm like, raw.
Man are out here living crazy with their
It's
life.
moral compass. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I would never have said to somebody, yo, I'm going through a hard time just for them. Give me money so I can go floss in the club.
Yeah, that's.
But as you said, certain people's morals and egos and they don't care.
Yeah.
But
Money's mad, you know. It's like, obviously, we all would love to think that money is like this inconsequential thing that doesn't equate to like real value in regards to like how we view each other. But ultimately it does, because it's like, well, this currency is like how we thrive, how we survive, do you know what I mean? Like all that it's all relevant, do you know what I mean, to what money is now. Even though it's this thing that as humans we've created it, but it's so now attached to our emotions and our feelings. And do you know what I mean? Like, you know, if someone takes money from you, now it's like, if you got kids, they're taking food out your kid's mouth.
It's
do you know what I mean? Like, it becomes personal. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, I just don't understand when people don't understand that shit.
now, you know,
I don't get it.
It's deep. It is a lot, but I'm trying to have the mentality where if I class you as my brother, if there's it's a hard one still. Like I don't want to see myself now fighting a man on road or fighting a man over money, like.
But you know what's crazy though? What you say about being a brother and that. Even that is complicated. Because it's like, okay, someone could be your brother in it. Like, that's my guy. Like, someone's like, that's my G. Do you know what I'm saying? Someone asks you whatever. What happened there?
No, I understand though.
Okay.
It's just-
Yeah. Like, that's my guy, that's my G, whatever. But if you're not fully aware of that person's moral compass, do you know what I'm saying? And then you're in a situation where you have to rely on them for something, whether it's you've lent them something, you're relying on them to bring that back or whatever it is. And then they don't carry things the way you carry things. Now your whole brotherhood, your whole friendship is questionable. Because it's like, you're my brother when things are great. But are you really my brother if we can't stand together when things are tough?
No.
And I think that's the thing. I think because like even all of us as friendship, like I mean, how long I know you now? I'm probably known you like 10 years now.
Yeah,
Do
but-
you know what I'm saying? But are we so in each other's lives where I know how you might react or how you might know how I might react under a certain circumstance?
That's a perfect question. But I would say that with that, you have to kind of already go through certain things with somebody before you can do certain extra things. Like Courtney, like I feel like me and him have been through everything
different.
together.
Yeah,
so I know
Yeah.
that, like, I feel that if I shouldn't think like that, but I feel that if he did me dirty, I can't trust anybody because we've
Mad
been
thing.
through we've been through so much shit together.
Yeah.
That boom, like
Yeah.
you know me.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes you have to go through certain things with people, like the guy who I borrowed money to and went club. Like not borrowed, I gave him money and went club. We never really been through shit before, so I never really knew how my man really moved.
So you see what happened with that then? You took your morals into that circumstance and expected that person to have the same morals. And when they didn't, then you knew how to view them after that.
Yeah, 100%.
So it was a brother thing when you gave the money, but then once you saw how he behaved after you got the money, the brother thing didn't exist no more because like I can't value you no more. Like there's nothing
like
left.
it's dead. Like I lost respect
Yeah, exactly.
for you. Once I lose respect, if I don't respect you,
Yeah,
you can't be my brother.
yeah.
So
I think you just chipped out, when you said that.
No,
Okay.
never.
I just put you in a different light. Like how I would deal with someone if they don't deal with me in the same way. I'm not gonna think you don't have the same morals as me. I'm not gonna punch you off. I'm not gonna do none of that.
Yeah,
But I know who you are now.
yeah.
So I'm gonna.
There's levels
Yeah.
to how far we can go in it. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
For real. Money's so complicated, man, because you can't account for people's behavior, their upbringing, who they are, what they're about. When it comes to money, you don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's some people who get a bad reputation because they're viewed as tight. So it's like, there's some, like, they'll never give you no money for nothing. Like, you ask them, let me £2. Like, nah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's mad
you know what I'm
still.
saying? But you know what? I think I'd rather have a friend like that because you know where the fuck it
Yeah, of
stand,
course.
rather than, you know what I mean, someone where like, you know what I mean, like, you know, they'll ask you for something and you'll be like, yeah, take that, and then when you try to get it back, that's the worst shit ever, when you have to ask for your shit back and people give you a hard time because you're asking for your shit back. You know what I mean? And you haven't run them down. You're just asking for it respectfully, like, oh, yes, like, can I get that back? And then people want to act like, yo, stop running me. Like, that is the worst shit of all time.
Yeah, 100%.
That is horrible. Like, don't make me feel bad for the shit that you asked for. I didn't offer you this shit. I'm not
No.
fucking. You know what I mean?
Money can ruin relationships, like
Yeah.
with your partner,
Yeah.
with friends,
Yeah.
family, everything. Like, but obviously, money is important because we need it every day. But a real friendship and someone you're genuine, money can't buy that still.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But again, it comes back to that thing, innit? It's like you could get along with someone like a house on fire, but the minute you bring a level of responsibility into that relationship, because I'll be honest, like, I probably have no reason. See, our friendship group, I probably have no reason to fight with anyone because I would never put myself in a situation where I would, do you know what I mean, create a scenario where someone's responsible to me or I'm responsible to them on a financial level. I don't think I'd ever put myself in a scenario like that with Mandem. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay, take it away from finances.
In fact, I'll be honest. Only Jev, yourself, and now off the strength of this conversation, probably you, would I put myself, and then, yeah?
But take it away from finances, though.
Okay. Yeah, away from finances is different because, like, okay, like, let's say, I know, what do you mean?
Because what I'm trying to get at is, are you then really allowing the relationship,
To grow to be a real relationship.
or you putting barriers on there?
Maybe subconsciously.
But and it's not a bad thing. It's just so that you're putting the barriers there to manage the expectation.
Yeah, you're right.
So that
you're
the
right.
expectation, so that you can't be let down. Because if
Yeah.
you are let down,
Yeah.
then the reality is the friendship might not be no more. You see what I'm saying? But then, can a friendship really be a friendship if you don't allow it to get to that point?
But are there levels to friendship? Does every friendship need to be?
Not everyone does.
Yeah.
not
Do you see what I'm
everyone
saying?
does.
Like
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
it can just be like, yo, we can run joke, we can go out rave together, we can have fun, we can go on, you know what I mean? Like go on holidays, we could do all this kind of stuff, but like, you know what I mean? Like that could be the level for the friendship. I don't know, but then I don't know. I feel like man have touched deeper levels than that in our friendship group because man have seen some real stuff happen in our friendships. You know what I'm saying? Like
It definitely, obviously, your relationship with anyone can always will always go up or always go down.
Yeah.
Where, for example, like one of my good friends the other day, we had a conversation, and I was like, "Yo, I was going through like a tough look of time," and he told me, "Don't you ever go through something like that and don't think you can phone me."
mad thing.
So him telling me that
That's wicked.
knows that, right, and our friendship has gone up even more. Whereas the other guy, what went to the club, now it's gone down.
Yeah.
So the relationship can always progress or go down every day. So this conversation we just had now, we've probably learned something new about each other, where we might not have never been in that space to have that conversation before to know that.
Yeah.
So things like that.
See, like, I've been raised in a way where it's like, my nan is just like, and my dad as well, like, just people who just, if they could ever help a certain person, they will just do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, no questions asked, whatever. So it's like, that's just how I've been raised. So if man was in dire need of a situation where something went on and you was like, yo, I got a serious situation, yo, I beg you watch my youth, or I beg you, you know what I mean? Like, come grab me because this has happened, or I'll drop everything. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's just what I'm used to seeing. Like, that's what I'm around, where you've been other people who have been raised in a situation where it's like, yo, self-preservation first. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if it's not someone inside my household, that's secondary to me. That's not, you know what I mean? And it's like, you can't hold everyone to your standards and make a person a bad person because they don't operate the way you operate. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, in a friendship, you have to know the qualities, the disposition of a friend, and know how they move and how they don't move. Do you see what I'm saying? And if you're really friends, you'll accept a person for how they are, but then you will just know when to engage them on certain things and when not to. Do you see what I'm saying? And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people fall out because they expect people to behave how they behave in a certain circumstance, and you can't have the same expectation for a person that you have of yourself. You can't move like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Would I be wrong if I treated everybody like, say I know I'll treat you the same way I want to be treated because I rate men's morals.
Yeah.
If I know a man's morals ain't really the same, I would treat that guy or that girl, whatever, the same way they would treat me. I wouldn't show them the same love.
So you're not gonna go the extra mile for that person because you know how their moral compass is.
I know what. It probably sounds bad. I know how you would move towards me in those situations, so I'm going to be the same for you.
Yeah.
Whereas if I know someone's going to give me 100%, I'll give them 100% back.
Yeah, 100%. It's hard, isn't it? Like,
I don't know if I actually want to live by that. I can't say I haven't done that, but I try to hold myself up to a higher standard than that.
I hate you are a better person because you know what I see it as? I've been that friend, like that ride or die friend, and then I've seen people just change on me in a minute. So I'm like, rah, like you're gonna really treat me like that after a man's been like done countless things where I never asked. I never wanted like your like a thank you or anything like that, or I'm gonna hold it against you. I did these things that I genuinely like love for you because you're my brother, but you haven't reciprocated, like you haven't done the same back.
Yeah.
So that made me think, yo, I'm not gonna put myself out for everybody. I wouldn't put myself out for me.
So mad, you know, cause it's like
I'm not gonna do that no more.
I had a situation, man, no man, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like that made me question every single fucking person on the face of this earth. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, when you're in a situation where a family member has done you dirty, do you know what I'm saying? It makes you question everything. But then where I fucked up was, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of like, okay, then this person's my blood and they've done me dirty. How could you do that? And we're family. Do you see what I'm saying? But what I didn't do was I didn't look at our relationship really. I looked at it as like, okay, then we've known each other from day one, from before we even knew anything, we'd known each other. Do you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that we have a solid relationship where we've grown together in and out of each other's life every day, and do you know what I mean, we speak. And that wasn't our relationship. It was just the fact we have the same surname, and it was like, you know, like we get along, and that was it. That doesn't mean that you have the same morals and the same value on my relationship that you might have for someone that you go to school with and you see every day, or someone that lives in the same area and that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't until afterwards, when I looked to assess the situation, I realised I was expecting more of that person than I should have been.
I think this is exactly where the conversation is ultimately going to get to, which is about relationships and maintaining relationships with people. The reality is this: I hate the fucking word real. I cannot stand it, because real isn't a real word. It's not a real concept.
Yeah.
Like when people say, "Oh, men are not real," generally that's because how the other person is thinking, their thought pattern or their moral compass doesn't align with the other person's.
Yeah.
And now because that's become out of alignment, the other person isn't real.
Yeah.
But the wickedest thing is, the person that may have came out of alignment, he might be the one that's got the actual real morals. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, he's actually being real. Like, he's being honest. Fuck real. He's being honest.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's doing the right thing.
As the older you get, the more bullshit you're introduced to.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously in school, you know what friends are, but you don't really know what
Yeah.
a real friend is meant to be. Because you haven't really experienced life yet to
Yeah.
realise what type of friends you meet. So in college, that's when you start to meet certain people, start to get introduced to you. As the older you get, you realise which people are are bullshit, and which people are genuine. So now you appreciate the genuine ones.
Yeah.
Also, especially when you hear about what other people are going through, you make you think, yo, that's mad.
You know what's mad as well? Some people, and this is a crucial one as well. It's like, some people don't know how to evolve their friendships. So it's like, you could know someone from, you know, toddler ages and them things there, and you grow up with them and whatever, but that doesn't mean that person is supposed to remain in your life forever. Do you see what I'm saying?
Facts.
It's like, people sometimes, you know, get that twisted, because it's like, oh, I've known this person forever, and so your loyalty is always to this person, but this person's, you know, like, path is on a completely different trajectory than yours is. So it's like, you're trying to maintain this situation that doesn't even make sense, when really you could just keep it cordial, keep it respectable, but not hold on and try and maintain a situation that doesn't even make sense for the paths that you're on. Do you see what I'm saying? And I think some people made that mistake. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I've found that now with the friendship group I've got now is like, you know, minus Jeff, who I've known for donkey's years, like, everyone else, it's been sort of the last 10 years. Do you see what I'm saying? And I've got older friends and that from like school, and you know what I mean, and like other situations, and you know, I'm still cool with all those people and still have a bond with those people, but they're not my day-to-day in and out situations, and it's because we're clearly on different paths. It doesn't mean that those are bad people, or I'm a bad person, or whatever, or anyone's left each other behind. It's just that we don't necessarily move in a direction that means that we're consistent with each other in that way. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's nothing wrong with recognizing that, but some people feel like friendship is this thing of just unequivocal loyalty, no questions asked. My household, I've been told differently from that. Like, my nan's always told me from when I was young, like, you don't take up for people. And what she's trying to say is like, yo, like, don't assume that just because someone is important to you, someone you related to someone, that they wouldn't do a thing. So it's like, she gave me an example of like, if someone came to me and told me my child done something, some people can't hear their child done something. No, my child wouldn't do that, rare. But your child might have really done that though. Do you see what I'm saying? But it's like, you would defend it. It's like some people would defend their friend to the end, like, your friend doesn't matter. My friend, like, I'm not defending bullshit. That's what I've
See,
been
but
taught.
that's what I meant about real.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Some people deem that as me being loyal to the soil, even when I know that I'm wrong.
Exactly.
As being real, and
yeah.
that ain't real.
Yeah, nah, that's bullshit.
Real is okay. That was a funny word. But
It's a mad word.
I know when I'm in the wrong, Courtney will tell me you're being a fucking
That's
prick
real.
right now. You're being a
That's
prick.
real, right?
You're
Yeah.
wrong.
That's it.
And that is real.
That's real.
I don't want any person just to agree with me because they're my friend. If I am making a mistake or I'm fucking up, tell me I'm being a prick.
You know what? I wrote something down one time, and it's basically that real friends will tell you the shit that, to your face that you don't want to hear, but will talk positively about you behind your back when you're not there. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, I will sing your praises when you're not around, but when we're in each other's company and if you're fucking up, I will tell you, I will
100%.
I might not big you up in front of your face, but when we're not around each other, I will sing your praises. You see what I'm saying? I can't. That to me is, and I've learned that from the experiences of making quality relationships. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I see the way I might talk about a person. I'll sing like you. I'll sing like 9 out of 10. If I'm talking to someone about you, I'll sing your praises. And I'll say, "Yo, Courtney's on shit and he's doing this and this."
Yeah.
But then half time when we're talking, we're critiquing each other and analyzing what we're doing. And, do you see what I'm trying to say?
100% critiquing each other.
But I'm not going to tell people about the small critiques and the things that I'm not. No, because we wouldn't be critiquing each other if we didn't rate each other in the first place. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So it's like that's what I've learned, but I think that's rare. Sometimes I think you see a lot more of people talking shit behind people's backs when you're supposed to be friends. Do you know what I'm saying?
True.
And then that's when people start saying, and then you find out someone's talking about you. Like, man, are haters. That's another word. You're a hater. What's that? That's another word that's mad at you. Like, because the minute I don't agree with something
I'm a
or
hater.
I'm not on the same page,
I'm a
I don't
hater.
like the thing
Yeah.
you've done, whatever you're doing, it's not my thing, it's not my vibe. I'm a hater now. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe I just don't like it. It's not my thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think we live in a time where it's
People-
about kissing ass.
Yeah.
People say haters. A lot of people say haters just because it's the in thing to say. Like it's
Both for the words and real
Yeah,
and haters
real.
are the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
bullshit, and it's just a case of if you don't align with that person, you're either a hater or you're not real.
So I can. It's mad and it fucks with you, you know. It raw fucks with you because it's like sometimes you ask a question like, "Am I hating?"
Exactly.
Nah, I just didn't feel this whatever this was this time.
Or are you stifling yourself to maintain a relationship? You see what I'm
fuck.
saying? So
Yeah,
this is what I'm saying.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
this relationship conversation doesn't just go in regards to like having friendships. I'm on about business relationships.
Yeah.
There's certain times I've had to ask myself questions. Am I stifling myself just to maintain a relationship that's not actually
You say stifling, how do you mean?
in the sense of if I don't feel that I'm getting the true value, but I'm not speaking up and I'm not saying
Okay.
what it is that I need to say because
Oh shit!
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
and as I'm getting older, my bullshit radar is becoming stronger.
Yeah.
And it's just allowing me
Yeah.
to cut through quicker and make stronger decisions. But the decisions that I'm making, it's easier and easier for me to stand by because I'm becoming more and more comfortable of who I am.
You know what's making me laugh now? It's so bad. This is gonna sound ridiculous now, but remember Carnival?
Yeah. What happened?
Remember Carnival? Obviously, we pulled up now. We're back to a Carnival, and I always bring my coat, and you had your bag, and you was like, "I
yeah.
beg you put this in your bag." And then you put it in your bag, and you was like, "This ain't gonna work."
Yeah, like, that was one of those situations.
And I was like,
That was one of
but
those
afterwards, I was
situations.
like, I respected it. 'Cause I was like, you know what? Nah, it was long still. The bag was proper. Like it was mad.
This is just another one. And I said to myself, if I can't tell this brother, I can't put this coat in my bag, and
Fam.
he gets mad. Here, my brethren, fam.
You know what's funny? Because afterwards, I was like, nah, it was the right move. Still. It was the right move. I was like, I'd have been pissed off if that was in my bag still. You know what I'm saying? But I was being selfish in the moment. Like, I just put it in your bag, you get me? Like, but you know what it is? Like, yeah, you have to be able to like speak your truth.
Yeah.
That sounds like so cliche, but you have to speak
Yeah.
your truth in a moment and have a person respect it and not judge you for that. You know what I'm saying? My day was fine. Nothing went wrong after that. It didn't rain. Even if it had rained, I should have bought my own fucking bag in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I asking you to stuff my big fucking coat in the bag?
Thing is, though,
you know what I'm saying?
The thing is,
Yeah.
you ain't the first brother that. He is the biggest corporate of that. Oh, I bring home my phone. Oh, hold my keys.
Yeah.
Hold this, hold that. I don't want to hold this stuff down. I don't want to be accountable. But you're a grown man. So, like, I just thought, no, man, I've got to.
But you know, when you said that, it just clicked to me straight away. 'Cause I remember how I felt when you was like, "Nah, this ain't gonna work." And I was like, "Oh, come on, man." I was like, "Don't be like this." But then afterwards, I realized, no, Kyle, that was you was being selfish. You know, you was forcing it. You was forcing yourself on the next man because of what you wanted. Like, I wanted my coat available to me, but I didn't want to make it available for myself. But on my own accord, you know what I'm saying? I looked at your bag and thought, yeah, man, that could fit in there still.
You get me, bro? So, like, yeah, man, I've been wanting to have this conversation just about. I don't even know exactly what the title of it is, but it all revolves around friendships, haters,
Moral compass, man.
just moral compass in general. You get me? And I just believe.
Getting back to that though, innit? Like we were saying about holding people to your standards and then judging people by that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Cool. Like, if I've been raised a certain way and a person's been raised a different way, and then I'm expecting them to operate in the same way I would operate under those circumstances, and then getting upset when they don't operate like that, that's really stupid.
Stupid, innit?
And bare people's friendships fall apart because of that. And it's like, you can't do that because, like, you have to really question a person's heart rather than... Cause it's like, basically, I think we look at moral compass and we say, all right, then, these are your morals, so this is whether you're a good person or not. That's not true. Do you see what I'm saying? That just means... Because unless we're talking about, you know, like, is this person a sadistic person? Like, is this person, like, just here, pretending they're my friend and then doing crazy shit to me behind my back? Unless we're talking about stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're talking about people that get along on a normal day, but then when there's a scenario that might test things a little bit, they might not operate exactly the way you want them to. Doesn't mean they're a bad person.
Yeah.
Just means that they're not like you. Do you see what I'm saying? And you have to know a person and say, okay, then this is what this person's like. So I know there's a situation where this person maybe don't make sense. And there's another situation where they do make sense.
Yeah.
They can still be my friend, but I just don't expect them to operate the way I would. But most people do not understand that and they don't get it. And it's like, well, I think people fuck up genuine relationships because of that.
Yeah. Therefore.
And you're not going to find every person in your life that's going to be on have the same moral compass and be on the same page as you. It doesn't work like that. Do you know what I mean? So
Facts.
It's like, I would say it's almost beneficial to have people who operate in a different way to you so that you can understand, well, not everyone's like me. And I have to take that into account when I'm dealing with certain situations and not expect people to move the way I move. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, it's valuable to understand that. But, yeah, it's...
Expectancy, man. Expectancy, blood. Like, I feel like that is another trait. You could even call it a skill that needs to be acquired in order to be what I would deem as a man, as a well-rounded man. Because being able to manage the level of expectancy in a number of different situations, what you would expect from a person, what you would expect from yourself, all of those things, you get me? And like I said, fam, just for me, the biggest lesson I've had this year is relationships within business.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And what I expect from them, and then also managing my expectation. And also, like, I found myself treading on eggshells to maintain something. And by you treading on eggshells, it's not actually a positive relationship.
It's not a working relationship.
It's not a working relationship.
Nah, because you're tiptoeing around that person because you're afraid to offend them. So if you're afraid to offend someone, that means the relationship's not real then. And
again, fam, that translates over to actual friendships.
Yeah.
Because that's the same thing with the bag.
Yeah.
Before, man would have just said, all right, cool.
Yeah.
And just think, why have I got this on my back? But I would have just said, you know what? I'm going to just hold it down.
That's the shit as well. That's bullshit because it's like then you might have resented me for that. And that might have carried over into another scenario.
It could have.
Instead, you nipped it in the bud.
Yeah.
I felt away for 10 seconds and then it was done. I was like, oh, pussy, I won't carry my coat. This and that. And then it was done. and then we're cool again. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah.
it's there's something so real about addressing a situation in a moment and being as honest as possible. Is so real because it's like, then you only really have to deal with the feelings in that moment. You don't have to deal with the carryover of resentment and people feeling away, and do you know what I mean? It's like
The harbouring of it.
The harbouring.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
breaks relationships. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like it's when people don't really say how they fucking feel. Like fucking say it.
You know,
like,
it makes you.
you piss me off. I don't like that.
Yeah.
It makes you a better person. It helps you grow. To be fair.
Yeah.
If you've told me I'm wrong about something, now I have to go back and think and analyse, and then actually sit down and tell myself, you know what, I fucked up. Some people are afraid to do that. Like I've said to people, yo, I don't agree with how you went about this situation. You shouldn't have done it like that. And they've took that all the wrong way. Instead of going back and analysing, just thinking, you know what, this is the case, this is what. They've just
Yeah.
just moved different.
Well, because you've addressed the situation.
Yeah.
I'm saying some people don't have the self-worth to be to have something brought upon them in that sense. You know what I'm saying? In that moment, like, you know what I mean? Like, I've had that issue before, I'll be honest, like where I'm a person where I can be sensitive. Do you see what I'm saying? And I know why I'm sensitive. I'm sensitive because of the way I've been brought up and my history and, do you know what I mean, my circumstances with my parenting and, how I've been parented and that kind of stuff. And it's like, I'm a person where sometimes I could take something in a way that's not really reflective of the scenario. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'll take it to a bigger place we didn't need to take. And as I've grown up, I've learned to, like, control that and not be as emotional about small things that, you know what I mean? So now I'm finding it easier for people to be honest with me. And I'm learning that this is not personal. And that's what I was going to say earlier, actually. Like, I've been reading this book, a few people been talking about now, 4 Agreements.
Okay,
You
yeah, I
heard
heard
about
about that.
Yeah.
And there's a chapter in that book and it says, take nothing personal.
I've read it still.
And it's just, you read the whole book? Or just that? But yeah, it's mad. Like, reading that, I haven't read the whole book yet. I've just read I can't remember what the first agreement is, but the second agreement is take nothing personal. And it was like, like, when you realize, I think when we have interaction with people and people say things and sometimes these things are like blunt and to the point, we take them as attacks. You know what I'm saying? And it's not always an attack, it's just a person saying, this is how I feel. And it's not necessarily, to hurt you. It's just to let you know something, to share a piece of information. And if you decide not to take that information personally, then you can hear it completely. And then you can then self-assess and say, okay, is this person speaking any kind of truth? And you go like, you know what? They got a point. And then, you know what I mean? But when we take everything as a personal attack, you never really learn nothing about yourself.
No, you don't.
Do you see what I'm saying? You just assume this person's trying to hurt me. Fuck this person. They have a problem. Not that maybe I've got a problem and this person's sharing with me what the issue is I have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or what issue we have in our situation. So
I read the book, but that's something that I've learned as well. To not take shit
I'm good.
personal, blood.
Yeah. I see that with... I'm not gonna lie. I started reading the book and I was thinking, I reckon Courtney's read this book.
I ain't ready.
I know you ain't, but it's mad because it's like there's a lot of things that you've said prior to me reading this book that the book's kind of saying, and I kind of looked at things differently. So, for instance, instances where you've had a business dealing with someone and they ain't held up their end of the bargain, you know what I'm saying, without getting into it, and my response is like, you should tell him to fuck off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you should, like, let him know you're fucking pissed off about that, or say, fuck you, or, do you know what I'm saying? Or fucking she'll slap him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, like, handling it basically in a negative way, you get me? Because I'm an emotional person. And you're like, nah, just fuck it, innit? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how they want to handle things. That's how they want to be. Let them do that, innit? I'm not going to... That's why I think you've said things like, I'm not going to change the way I am because this person's moving like that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't get it.
I've definitely seen growth still. I've definitely seen growth of you. like
Yeah.
just like how you handle fuck shit business wise, how you go about handling it properly. Instead of thinking, yo, I'll smash up my man's car or whatever. I've seen how you handle things correctly.
I still have them thoughts.
Yeah, but
I just know that that's not the right way to go about it, and negativity only breeds negativity. So if I want a positive outcome,
For real.
it don't make sense for me to bring negativity to it. I think that should only ever be, the final thing, the very, very last thing. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, just trying to grow.